What is going on, Sagittarius? This is your girl, Venus Archangel, here with another love reading for you guys. If you're unsure of your placements, go ahead and check the description box below. Also, guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that's totally fine. I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are enjoying your Christmas Eve. And let's go ahead and take a look at your bi-weekly love reading. So what we got going on here is travel, right? You guys are traveling physically, or maybe this is you guys traveling to see fans and family. Maybe this is a transition that you're taking on in your life. You are changing spiritually. And I feel like this is definitely towards courage. This is towards, you know, changes in your life. Okay, obviously the changes that you're going to need to remain strong for, that you're going to have to remain vigilant for, right? We've got some cards that came up for other signs that were talking about vigilance and dedication and focus, and I feel like this is one of those things, right? This is one of those things where you have to remain focused, that you have to push through it, right? And I think that's why this, you know, the strength card comes in, because usually you're going through a very difficult time, right? And you're going to have to kind of like carry yourself through it, right? You're going to have to push yourself through, even when you feel like you're not, you know, you want to give up, if you feel like you're not good enough, you feel like whatever. Now, for some of you guys, this is about, you know, traveling in a spiritual sense, like transitioning, moving forward, leaving something behind, moving on from a period where you were either more fearful, or where you know that transition is really pulling on your heartstrings, or pulling on you to, you know, to see it through. That makes sense. You're going to need to see this transition through, and I think that's why strength is coming up. Changes are coming, and you have to remain diligent. You have to remain focused. Endurance is the word I'm looking for. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look-see at your readings, okay? Okay, lovers. Oh. Wow, okay. So your underlying energy is strength again. Wow. Underneath that is the Six of Swords. So you definitely need strength right now. This is endurance. Things are going down, things are happening, a lot of stuff is happening, and you're just going to have to try to remain strong through that whole thing. Okay, of course, I feel like it's an overcoming of some difficulties, some challenges within the relationships that you have, or things that you love, people that you love, you know, that whole dynamic in regards to the lovers. What do you love, being that this is the heart of the reading, right? The lovers. I feel like this is like the beacon, right? What you guys feel, what you guys love, who you're in a relationship with, and what that's crossed with is the Five of Wands. Now, you're having conflict with this. Now, I don't know if you're arguing with your partner, having back and forth with your partner, or maybe this is about, you know, this is an inner turmoil thing. You're having doubts, or maybe you're having some sort of dilemma regarding your feelings for another person, or the dynamic of the relationship with the other person. Because I feel like, you know, the Five of Wands doesn't have to be a physical altercation between you and another person. It could be just really, you know, inner turmoil and conflict within yourself based off of your beliefs and where you stand. And it could be the battle between your head and your heart, what your mind is saying versus what your heart is saying. And that could be very confusing all in itself. Now, in the past, you had the Tower. So a lot of things have changed. A lot of changes. I don't know if some things have happened in your life where you've just definitely, you know, switched some stuff up. You know, there's some different stuff, you know. Whatever it was, it changed your life in a very big way, in a very drastic and dramatic way even. Like, your life has not been the same in a while, okay? It hasn't been the same. And it's been for the better, right? You've been doing a lot of changes. You know, it's changed you. It's changed your whole mindset. It's changed your approach. You've had to literally reconstruct your entire foundation. But that foundation change has definitely gotten you to a place where you can start something brand new, which is where you are right now with the Ace of Wands. This scrapping of all the old is bred in a new opportunity for a chance to do something else. But the thing is, I think the lovers situation in the Five of Wands is definitely what's keeping you at bay. Now, I don't know if you guys are getting that reciprocation that you're looking for, that balance back and forth. Some of you may have this dilemma with the beginning with this person or this relationship, because there may be a dynamic in the relationship that's not quite balanced yet. Something is not settled. Something's not balanced. Now, for some of you guys may be feeling like you don't have a lot to bring into the table, or you don't feel like the other person that you're dealing with or people around you are giving you the information that's going to help you kind of, even the odds, if that makes sense. Because right now, the Six of Pentacles does indicate balances. This does indicate there's needing to be a balance right now in this situation. And I feel like right now this is about what you're getting out of the circumstance. What are you getting out of the relationship? What are you getting out of this kind of dynamic between you and this person? And is love truly enough for you guys? Because I think the Six of Pentacles doesn't just concentrate on love. It doesn't talk about even charity. It talks about what these people are getting from it emotionally. And I feel like for a lot of you guys are trying to stabilize that, trying to feel safe, trying to feel stable. And I think it's hard because, even though you have you may have a person that's willing to fight with you, it feels like you're either giving away more that more that you're receiving, or there's not enough balance in the relationship altogether to be able to handle it together. But I think that's the challenge right now. It's not going to be like the end all be all. I feel like you guys definitely, there's a lot of things that you personally have to work out between the two of you. Okay, now if this isn't a relationship, this is about a career or something like that, and there may be some dynamics in that respect that may be off key, right? There's some things that are just not straightened out yet, but that is in the process of it. I think that's what the Ace of Wands is bringing up. It's like, even though you're starting something new and you're getting stuff started, or you should be getting stuff started, and it could be hard because, one, you just want to relax. You're not, you're kind of trying to fight to get a sort of a balance, or maybe you're in a very competitive field. Either way, it's like there's nothing really set and stabled out right now. It is a lot of doing in order to get, some sort of, to get some balance going in. So this is a challenge, but challenges can be overcome. Now, your future shows the Seven of Wands, so you guys may be feeling like you guys are still, I always see the Seven of Wands as this. You guys have moved on, fought the good fight, and you're in a different position now. You're not even in the same arena as the people that are trying to swing at you, but yet you're still fighting that same battle. And for some of you guys, you're in that battle now, you're fighting the fight, but then you start to get protective, you get, defensive, because where you came from was a struggle. Where you came from was a battle, right? And it may be within yourself, it may be with other people, but ultimately you guys have been fighting with, fighting this, this situation to make it work. Really struggling and diligently fighting towards the happiness that you're looking for. And it can be very hard to kind of switch that off, which is why we have the Seven of Wands here showing the defensive energy. Right? Like, we got defensive energy coming up in here. And I feel like it's because whatever you're going to fight for, you're going to try to maintain. And I think that's the hard part, right? I feel like the thing is like, you want to just get to a place where you can maintain and not try to, because you've been fighting so much, you've been fighting so long, and you've been really working with the changes and the bumps and the snags and the weird course corrections that have been coming up all the time. But I feel like with the Seven of Wands, yeah, you may be becoming more defensive, right? Be trying to maintain. But I feel like this is also going to perhaps raise your confidence level up, because you have gotten to where you wanted to be enough to where you want to protect now, right? To where you want to protect. So a lot of change is happening, family, but this is all for the better. This is really improving yourself, and just a transformation. Like I said before, that when I seen the Strength card and the Six of Swords, this could be like you guys are changing yourselves, and as the change is happening for you, right? You guys are ultimately changing with the changes that you're making in your life. And I feel like you're realizing that. That's why you have the you have the Pentacles and you have the Wands here. Now, what's interesting is that your goal and ambition is the Hanged Man. It's a perspective that needs to be seen at a different angle, from a different side. I think the way you're approaching things, this is why the conflict is coming up. Because the way you're approaching a situation may be an old way that definitely needed to change with this Tower. And because it's kind of being carried through, there may be a perspective that needs to change in order for you to be able to get something out of the situation. In order for you to be able to receive as much as you feel that you deserve. right? Now that's what I'm feeling, because the Ace of Wands is a new beginning coming up, and you have the Six of Pentacles, which could indicate that there is a dynamic in the relationship that is balanced. But because you don't see it that way, there is this balancing thing, this inner turmoil that's kicking some stuff up. Or this could legitimately mean that somebody's not giving their 2 cents, or you're not giving your 2 cents, or the situation is not equalized, therefore causing the conflict that you have here. But that's where the Hangman comes in. A different perspective will come in. And I feel like this even explains the Three of Swords that you have in your outcome, which talks about the relieving of old issues, pulling out those old swords, and allowing yourself to fully 100% heal. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the, why you have the Seven of Wands here, is because you feel like you have to defend something that you've worked so hard for, because it has something to do with something of material, something of value. You know, because I feel like this is about what you're getting, right? This is about how to get something really fast, or get something that's maybe temporary, but not last you long enough, right? But I think that's the thing. Just getting to a stable place, finding something that's a stable ground, a stable source of what it is that, that you feel like that you feel like you need to balance your life out with, so you can feel sustained, Very interesting reading this time around, but ultimately I think this change of perspective, the Hangman, I think there's something that you need to see differently, and it has to do with these old issues here. It has to do with some things that that were either drilled into you that was hard for you to overcome. But I think this is the same thing. It's time to really overcome this, so you can transition with the changes that you're implementing and have it really work for you, instead of just like doing this work, struggling to do it because ultimately you don't really want to do it. You know what I mean? Or you just don't feel right about doing it. It's something that doesn't connect with you when it comes to doing it. You're just doing it because it is for the sake of your future, or what you guys want to do with your lives. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Messenger Oracle for this next couple weeks that you guys got here. Interesting readings you guys have to give for before Christmas, but alrighty. Oh wow, need and necessity. We're going to read the affirmation for that. Okay, so this is giving me this kind of feeling like some of you guys may believe that you need something in order for something to start off, but in actuality there's a conflict here, because there may be a change in regards to that obviously needs to happen in order for you to be able to get what you want. Perspective is everything, family. Let me go ahead and pull your Wisdom of the Oracle card as well. Oh, chop wood. And this is very similar to the Eight of Pentacles, y'all. Hopefully I held it long enough. There you go. Chop wood. Hard work, dedication. It's like right now, all you have to do, right now the focus is on what needs to be done. How much, not how much needs to be done, what needs to be done, and doing it to the absolute quality, doing it to the point where you're satisfied with the work, right? Not satisfied in the way like, okay, well, that's good enough. More like you're completely 100% proud of it, that you can get behind it, really giving of yourself, because the Six of Pentacles is very similar to that as well. It's giving of yourself to make something happen. It's giving of yourself to balance those scales. Something has got to weigh out. Something has got to something has to happen or be given of you in order for there to for things to be started, for things to be balanced. So let's go and take a look at the affirmation. Need and necessity. All right. Night and day exist within the very same moment. Creation and destruction wear the same face. You only see one and the other because you're not seeing the whole. Now, this is what the Hangman, y'all. The Hangman. Hangman talks about seeing a situation from a different perspective, because you're seeing something from one side, one perspective. You're going and approaching a situation with one point of view. And I feel like the Hangman will stop a situation or pause a situation for you to see another side, to see the other side that you're not seeing, right? Because we always can have this grass is green on the other side, but if you look at the people, if you look at that grass from that point of view, they'll think that your side is greener than the other side. So how are you, it's gonna help broaden your perspective on what needs to be done and, you know, what needs to change along with everything that's been changing already. But anyway, you only see one or the other because you are not seeing the whole. What you may see as harmful, another may believe to be good. Like I was saying, that, you know, the grass is greener than the other side complex. All is based upon perspective. In nature, all occurs according to need and necessity, not wrong or right. Ask yourself, is there a genuine need to act? Is change necessary for your continued well-being and happiness? And if the answer is yes, then act. If the answer is no, do not. So to make the changes that you feel are necessary, and be careful that, you know, what you're doing isn't necessarily important, right? Now, I'm saying this is in the sense of, like, sometimes we may think that we may need to do X, Y, and Z to get this, but in actuality, we may not need to do all that. So be careful, right? Just focus on the work that needs to be done, but understand what your work is, right? What needs to be done, period. Because if you overdo it, right, if you end up tipping the scales a little too much, you'll be probably left feeling unsatisfied because you've done too much. Figure out what needs to be done so you don't have to overcompensate and burn yourself out. Because if you burn yourself out, well, you may end up dealing with this old issue anyway, right? But you're gonna, you know, you're gonna probably feel defensive here. You're going to need to deal with these old issues anyway, the Three of Swords. But I think this is the reason why it's coming up is because it's going to help you look at something that has been stinging for a while, but definitely brought to your attention for real. But know what work needs to be done before jumping fully into it. You know, before you're committing yourself to doing it, because you may not need to do all that work. Some of you guys may need to, but it all depends on your circumstances. And it all depends if you're willing to see the situation from a different angle. But I'm going to let y'all go and enjoy your Christmas. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing these videos. The soulmate investigation readings have been popping. So definitely going to be doing those for a little bit longer. And so thank you so much for all your support and you guys viewing the crap out of those. Okay. I also want to let you guys know and thank my clients for participating in the $10 per question sale on Instago that I've got going on until the 31st of December. I really appreciate you guys coming to me and, you know, as your source of intuitive wisdom. I'm very grateful, and I also want to let everybody know that you can have your own soulmate investigation reading on Instago, or get your chance at asking a question for $10 before the 31st in the description box. Everything's there, as well as the link to my website, which you can also click in the corner here. And as always, family, with love, I will see y'all real soon. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everyone else that doesn't celebrate Christmas, perhaps, and I will see y'all real soon. Take care, guys. Bye now.